Confidence, it's one of those words that gets thrown around so much that it loses its meaning. It's like money. We may have a lot of it, but we sure want some more. So we work on becoming more confident when in reality, we never truly know what it means. And by throwing it around like that, we cheapen the word. When you know what confidence is, it's much more than money. Rather, it's a drug. It's a drug that you want more of. Confidence, it's bigger than you think. People think that confidence is about having the balls, the cojones to say or do what they want. To talk to that beautiful girl out there that you've been checking out for the past year. To take off that shirt and show off your bronze body. To be willing to make a fool out of yourself and not give two fucks about it. If you do a search on how to become more confident, the most common result that you're going to get is to get out of your comfort zone. And that's correct. But that's only scraping the surface, because that's not the entire definition of confidence. Confidence, it's power. It's that uncanny ability to trust your gut by intuition alone. Confidence is trust. It's trust in yourself and trusting in others to perform at their finest level. The big misnomer is that confidence is about yourself, but it's a leadership quality, because it's about your influence on others by making them feel so good that it's infectious. It inspires others to see certainty in themselves, because, well, you make them feel empowered just by a conversation alone. So that's why this topic is going to be divided into two videos. This one here and addresses the features and what drives confidence, along with the main costs of low self-esteem. Now, this is key, because if you understand confidence, I mean, truly understand it, you're going to gain the fundamentals on how to begin your journey into gaining more confidence. Your ass will undoubtedly come up with your own original, thought-provoking ways to enhance it. Like anything, if you can understand it, you can engineer it. The follow-up video will be more on instructional as to how to become more confident. And believe me, there's hundreds of ways to do it. I'll only be scraping the surface. That's why today we're going to discuss confidence and its features, and just hit on different ways to earn it, starting right now. So let's start revving that engine. All right, so what I'm about to say comes from the heart, and this was one of the most difficult of my writing experience, because, well, I'm very aware that I'll be walking that fine line between confidence while being careful not to sound like I'm full of shit. As a divorce coach for men, the first thing that I do is I try to get to know my clients, like really get to know them in the raw form. Be you. What I mean by that is be really you, be raw. I want to see the animal. I don't want to see Mr. Polite. Okay, I want you to be raw. You have my permission to do whatever the fuck. And I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions about you, and I just want to learn about you, who the heck you are, right? Nothing's off the table except them talking about what their ex did to them. I have a system to kind of uncover more about you and what you need, and so on. So if ever you go sideways and start telling me more about what she did to you, I try to pull it back. I don't want you to think that I'm being insensitive to what you're going through. The first thing my clients do is an exercise on self-awareness. Before our second meeting, I have the guys take a StrengthsFinders test that's provided by a third party known as Gallup. Perhaps you've heard of them. This is a 40-minute personality profile assay, and it's an exercise in self-awareness because, well, part of being self-aware is knowing both your limitations and especially your strengths. And at the end, the person's given their top 5 natural strengths. Notice I didn't say skills because, well, strengths are inherent qualities versus skills that are learned competencies. Strengths are power to remain and stay consistent during crisis mode, like a divorce, especially during crisis mode, actually. So StrengthsFinders, they tell you your top 5 strengths as compared to the overall general population. So you're dividing amongst the top 5. For context, my top 3, I'm a learner, as I'm research oriented, and I aim to understand rather than memorize. I'm highly strategic thinking. I think in cause and effect and believe in out of the box thinking, and I believe that there's a solution for everything. And my third is that I have a natural sense of self-assurance. So this entire time I've been using the term confidence liberally because, well, in reality, I've been talking more about self-assurance. While the terms self-assurance and confidence are used interchangeably, there's a difference between the two, a rather large difference. For the record, I'm well aware, very aware that I've been using the terms interchangeably and even incorrectly because I just want you to get used to thinking of confidence in a different manner. Self-assurance, that refers to a deep sense of confidence. It's a belief and trust in yourself. It's the ability to have faith in your talents, your judgment, and decisions, even under stressful circumstances. You're self-assured, you have a strong sense of self-worth. Where self-assurance really makes a difference is this next point. Self-assurance empowers others to pursue their own goals and aspiration with assertiveness and poise. Because, well, self-assurance, it's a leadership quality. It's how others see you, and in turn how you influence and empower others to become their very own badass. When you're self-assured, you influence people to be better. Confidence, on the other hand, is how you feel when you can perform a certain task. For instance, I'm a shitty basketball player. I throw more air balls than Shaquille O'Neal. So today, the only confidence that I have about basketball is that, well, that I suck at it. If someone offered me $1 million to make a basket, I'm not confident enough to think that I can make it. However, if they were to tell me that to practice for a month and they'll offer me $100,000 to make it, I'm self-assured enough to believe that I can. I practice and practice and practice and even use unconventional methods like meditating or hiring a coach. I was confident enough that I'd make it. That's why people say practice builds confidence, because it does. As I said earlier, self-assurance is deeply rooted to how you influence others, and it's actually a leadership style. How others see you, how they respond to you, and how they feel about themselves before, during, and after speaking with you. It's all about that. It has less to do about you and more to do about them. So here's the part that may turn you guys off, but I'm saying this for a reason. When it comes to self-assurance, I'm at the top of the pyramid. I'm actually one of the highest scorers I know. Of all the strengths available, I only have one other client other than myself that has self-assurance as one of their top 5. And he's also one of those guys that can just zone out. Even to me, as a coach, makes me feel better about myself. But why only one client with this natural strength? Is it a situational thing that divorce clipped your balls and now it's affecting your thought process? Not really. Because of the 20 million people that have taken this StrengthsFinders test, it's the lowest to pop up at the top 5 strengths. Only 5% of individuals tested it, they have self-assurance as their top 5 strengths. For context, achiever, as in they get the job done, and also my number 4 strength is the most common, with 36% of the population coming up with their top 5. So 36% achiever versus 5% self-assurance. Quite a disparity. In a sentence, I would say that our society is just lacking confidence, and we all want more of it. So there. I'm one of the most confident persons I know, but there's a reason why I'm telling you this, because, well, if you want to hire a fitness coach, for instance, you want one that looks like they know what the fuck they're doing, with a kick-ass body and everything, and that's measurable. Similar philosophy, though. If you want to hire a confidence or self-assured coach, you got to get one that knows what the fuck they're doing. And with today's capacity, we can quantify that. That's why I'm telling you this, because, well, why not? Why not go with the one that knows what the hell they're doing? Believe me, I'll get you there. Everyone, we all go through our highs and lows. We lose money, go through disability, but nothing's worse than living with low self-esteem. Second guessing yourself on something as minuscule as toothpaste to buy. It's crippling. And I've been there. I've lost my balls, and it's debilitating. And I'll argue that losing your balls is today's epidemic. And in the front line of this epidemic are divorcing men. The confidence industry is a $7 billion industry, and there's several programs and books aimed at gaining your mojo and kicking ass, with men's divorce coaching or medical being one of them. I mean, our unofficial slogan is grow more balls than Chuck Norris. Having low self-esteem is exhausting. Dealing with that pit of doubt, it just weighs you down as it leaves you second-guessing your every decision. Often you stonewall. Many won't exercise. Others blame everything on someone else. They're just afraid to get out there and show up, much less dress up. They won't date. They fail to act because, well, they're not ready. Do you see the pattern here, though? Because, well, all of these have something in common. Nothing. Literally nothing. All of the characteristics aforementioned are about the lack of action, or put simply, they have a fear of failure, and I call bullshit there, because, well, if you're going through a divorce, by definition your marriage failed, and that chapter, it came and it went, and your marriage is over. It's time to start and move on and begin a new chapter in your life, and just start writing it. There's a book called The Confidence Gap that argues that we wait to take action until we feel confident enough to get the job done. That's the confidence gap, the time between feeling confident and getting started. So many of you, we stay waiting. The thing of it is that this knowledge gap, it's just nothing but procrastination. Another excuse because, well, you can't just wait to feel confident. That's like waiting for a sunny day in the middle of winter. Movement and action, that's what leads to confidence. We have it the other way around, fellas, because you must act or take action like right now for you to begin feeling confident. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Today sucks balls. I'm not feeling a workout. You know, we don't always feel like doing it. I'm fucking hating right now the idea. But actually, just from getting here and doing this, it's not so bad. Yeah, you guys can see. Yeah, that's how. So it all begins with one step, and that's what I tell you guys. Just one step, just one motherfucking step. All right. So, all right, boys. Talk to you soon. All right. So, did the 2 miles, worked out. I think you guys can know how shitty I was feeling earlier. No excuses, man. You just saw right there, it was a message that I was sending to the team on an average day where I just didn't want to do it. The day was cold and I was just unmotivated, but I'll be the first to tell you that I do not work out for the body, but for the mental clarity, because if you have that, if you have that, then you will get an immediate lift in confidence, because it's not just all in your head, but there's science. And let's discuss the pathophysiology of low self-esteem. Data is starting to show that there's a strong correlation between low self-esteem and an elevated amount of cortisol, otherwise known as the stress hormone. And there's a few points to consider. Cortisol, it affects the brain and therefore your mood, emotion, behavior. And chronic elevation of cortisol increases anxiety, depression, memory problems. And if you're already lacking that confidence and not doing anything about it, you're perpetuating that. Cortisol also suppresses the immune system, making your ass more susceptible to infections like herpes, and a cold sore type, or shingles, or even the common cold. As for cardiovascular wise, there's increase in blood pressure and pulse, and it raises your adrenaline, so you start to sweat and you start to breathe heavily. It also slows down your metabolism, thereby raising your fat level in all the wrong places, like the face, the torso, and the back of the top of your back, calling it a buffalo hump. And if you think that's not bad enough, guess what? It continues. It continues by lowering your testosterone level. It's also fucked up because you also enhance and increase the activity of an enzyme called aromatase, which converts testosterone to the feminizing hormone estrogen, thereby it's giving you bitch tits. So you're not only losing your muscle, but you're gaining breasts. And last, when there's testosterone, if that's your gold, human growth hormone, that's your platinum, and that also gets lower, leading to further loss of muscle and gaining in fat. All said and done, you're basically fucked if you don't do something about this, because the cycle continues and continues and continues, because stress doesn't stop by itself alone. So what do you do about this? Well, that's what I work on with the men that I coach. I give them a tailored approach depending on where they're at in their life, and I focus on their strengths and get them to earn their balls again, because you don't get them back by just asking alone. Instead, you earn them back as it takes works, and I address and will address this on my next video. But one strategy you can start with is to counteract the effects of cortisol by lowering it. And also, you can't change. You just can't change without growth. So you got to put in the work, because as the saying goes, if you pray to God to help you move a mountain, then you better get ready to wake up next to a shovel. Now, I'll get into more of this specifically in my next video, but in the meantime, gents, 2 things. First, why don't you join what's become the fastest growing men's divorce support group on Facebook? Next, gentlemen, if you're struggling with low self-esteem because of a divorce or having difficulty regaining your life, guys, you need a coach, one that focuses on men and one that focuses on divorce. So schedule a one-on-one with me, like right now. No BS. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe that I was the best. Just like you would hire a fitness coach that's fit, you need a confidence coach that knows what the fuck they're saying and talking about, because I'll get you there. I can only do that if you reach out to me. Believe me, you'll walk out feeling a hell of a lot better. It's just one of my strengths. And the link to both join the Facebook group and to make a one-on-one, it's in the comment section under these. So do it now. So stay tuned for the next video. It's going to be more specifically on how to reclaim them balls once they've been clipped, because, well, it's some out-of-the-box thinking, But in the meantime, where are you at in your confidence? Put that in the comment area because this is going to help you for the next one. Where are 2 to 3 places you would like to improve? What would help your confidence? Thank you very much.